Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I first of all just want to say that I made a goal this year to really focus on my YouTube channel and to really just nurture it a little bit. It's never been something that I've really focused on, usually as far as kind of content and social media goes, besides my website and products that I create for you guys. Instagram has really been the place that I have really probably nurtured the most and spent the most time on, and really tried to build that page and tried to share good quality content over there. And I will say, I've heard other people say this too, but I will say in the last maybe year, 2 years, it's felt like a weirder and weirder space for me. And you can tell me in the comments if maybe you feel like that too, but basically it just feels like Instagram feels like a place where I will put something out there and maybe a couple of eyes see it, but probably they won't comment or engage at all. And it just feels like kind of like old lady screaming into the expanse, and like nothing is really, happening over there. And I think it's also become very formulaic where, all these people are saying, well, you need to do this and you need to post this kind of reel and you need to post this kind of content. And it's very formulaic. I don't know how else to say it. And I've never been good about that. I don't really want to follow trends. I don't really want to follow things that everybody is saying to do, or that if somebody says you should do this, I mean, no, I'm not saying I never listen, but in a lot of ways I feel like that feels weird to me. It feels very stiff and very forced to just post a certain way because everybody is telling me to do that, or everybody else is doing it because it's trendy. All that to say, that kind of goes along with the idea that I had this year to just focus on this YouTube channel a little bit more, put out one weekly video for you guys and just see where it goes. And I mean, I wouldn't say that it's exploding or I'm seeing all this huge growth or anything, but I will say, like, the videos here get views. As far as like my follower count versus how many views I get, I actually think it's pretty decent and I'm pleased with it. And I enjoy like this longer form of sharing. And so usually what I say here wouldn't be put in a blog post necessarily. This is just just a good way to like sit down and share with you guys. So I've really, really enjoyed it this year. And that's a long intro just to say that thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in every week. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed and you like watching my videos, please do that, because then you get to see every time I post a new video that will pop up in your feed. And you'll also see other content like this because the algorithm is then notified that you like this kind of content. So hopefully you will see more of it. So anyway, like and subscribe. It helps a ton for other people to see, and also for your own feed to be more curated to what you want to see. So anyway, let's get to the content today. Today is just going to be kind of like the intro, a very chatty conversational video. I feel like there's been so much going on, and while if you've followed me for long, I'm not a big person of sharing all of life's nitty-gritty details. I know enough by now that as soon as you put something out, whether it's just in your real life or online especially, it's really, really hard to reel that back in. So I try to be very choosy with what I share online, especially when it comes to my personal life. But I thought that this would be a fun video to just check in with you, kind of on my personal life a little bit, tell you what's been going on. We have been in a really busy season, and so I've been doing some things that have made that season much, much more manageable, and I wanted to give you some of those busy season tips. I also have been reading some really good books lately, and so I wanted to share those with you guys. And also just some health things that I've been doing lately to help me in this busy season. So I want to cover all of that in a timely fashion. So grab your cup of coffee, or if you have laundry to fold, pause this video, go grab that so you can be being productive while you're listening. And let's get into it. I'm excited to just catch up with you guys. You are so sweet to follow me and like and subscribe, and just be excited about the same things that I'm excited about. And I think that that's why I just love you guys so much as my readers, is that, you know, you get excited about the same fun things that I get excited about. And so it's fun to have a friend like that. So anyway, let's grab your cup of coffee if you want to just sit and chill, or grab your laundry, or maybe you could wash dishes or something like that. Just put an earbud in and let's just catch up. Okay, so I have told you guys in some of these videos just briefly that this is a very busy season for us. If you have teenagers, you know that there's just a lot going on. When they're little, it's like you are the one that can kind of pick and choose what activities they're in and things like that. And so it's a little bit easier to kind of manage everything. But when they get older and they're getting jobs and things like that, and they need a ride to those things, or they have a social life and they want to go see friends and hang out and do things like that, you kind of are the one that has to drive them for a lot of those things. And if you're not driving them, you are doing a lot of behind the wheel training with them so that they can drive themselves to those things, which all these things take time. So we're in a very busy season. Our oldest is 22. We have a 22, 18, 16, and just turned 11-year-old. And I will say it has been very, very busy. Every day is packed with something. We just are in the process of joining a church, and it's a fabulous, like, a hospitable group of community-driven Christians. And so we have a lot of and some of it pertains to membership, but we have a lot of dinners and meetings and fun things with some of the people that go to our church. And so it's just a season of a lot going on, and it's all good stuff, really. I was thinking about it and I was like, there's a lot on here on my list for this week. But it's it's not because I have done this in the past. It's not because I've overbooked myself. It's simply because of the stage of life. And so I wouldn't change it. I actually quite enjoy it, even though I have felt a little bit this week, a little bit stressed here and there because of getting behind on a couple things. But I will say too that I also have 4 kids that are very capable of doing things. So one tip I will say right now in this busy season is I have delegated a lot. I have said to my kids, you are in charge of cleaning and organizing this specific space for the next 3 months. So every week, please clean this bathroom or whatever. So I've done that. I've asked kids to pick up groceries for me. I've asked my husband to run quick errands if it's a possibility for him where he's working. So I have done that, and that has really, really helped. So yes, it's a busy season, but also there's nothing that I would change because it's been very fun also. And so a couple of things that we have kind of done I have my notes written down here. A couple of things that we have done in this very busy spring term. We have gone to the ballet. We have seen several plays. My kids have done some really fun classes that were kind of out of the ordinary. We've had lots of dinner with friends. We have been doing driving lessons. My daughter just got back from one just a few minutes ago. We did a quick trip to Florida. It wasn't long enough, but it was all we got for the moment, and we'll go back. It's so good. But anyway, it was a good trip, but too quick. We've been doing lots of graduation planning. So as far as the ceremony goes, as far as the party goes, the family that's coming for that, all the different things that we're doing for that. We've been doing lots of planning. We've been doing lots of school lessons. And I will show you guys too a look at the lesson plans that I've been doing. I will pause on the school lessons. We'll get there. Lots of church events. We also went just on a fun double date with another couple to a comedian, and we've not done that before, and that was super fun. I wasn't sure what to expect. We've had family visiting. My parents were here last week. Actually, my in-laws are here right now. They're out doing some things right now. My mom and I think maybe my aunt are coming in a couple of weeks to help me get the yard ready for graduation. And then we have a bunch of family coming in for my son's graduation. We've had band concerts, end of year concerts. We have prom coming up for my teenagers, piano recital coming up. There's just so many things. So First of all, let me tell you a couple health things that I've been doing. It's going to sound maybe counterproductive, but I share about this somewhat, but I go to the gym about 5 days a week, and I've been doing this for years now. Pretty much just weightlifting, weight training. I do a little bit of cardio on the treadmill, like fast-paced walking at an incline, but that's about it that I do in the gym is just weight training every single week. I'm always working through a program, so every day is a little bit different, but I'm following a program, so it's like kind of methodical, kind of strategic in what I'm doing, so it's not just like going in willy-nilly. But what I decided for this busy season, the last 3 weeks in April, and I think I will go into May a couple of weeks too, I've actually paused the gym. I haven't been to the gym for several weeks now, just because the way that my day normally works is I go to the gym in the afternoon. After we're finished with school, I go to the gym in the afternoon with my 16-year-old daughter. Right now, though, it's very disruptive for all the things that I have going on to like stop everything and go to the gym in the afternoon. So it has allowed me a good chunk of time in the afternoon to actually just stay home, get things done, or go run errands that I need to do. I'm thinking about possibly going in the second week of May, like early in the morning, probably by myself. But also I feel like when I get up early and work out like that, especially when I haven't eaten a lot of calories, it puts a lot of stress on my body, because I just don't have a lot of calories. Like I don't have a lot of gas to like go on and do a hard workout. So I don't know. I might just pause the gym until after graduation, which is the third weekend in May, which freaks me out a little bit. But what I've been doing instead is I've been walking every morning, pretty much every morning. If it's cold, I'm just a wimp. I don't want to go out there. And it's been a cold spring, but I've been trying to walk every single day and get 10,000 steps every single day. So that's kind of my trade-off. It's very therapeutic for me to get a walk like that in. So that's kind of something that I'm doing for health. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm really simplifying my food. Basically, I almost always do just eat the same breakfast and lunch, but now for sure, I'm just doing the same breakfast and lunch. I know exactly the macros that I need. I know exactly the calories that I need. So it's very just streamlined. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to make a decision. It's just the same thing every day. And that just makes life so much easier. And then the last thing is, this is the one I'm worst at, but the goal is to do the same sleep pattern every single day. So waking up at 6:30, going to bed at 10:30. That's the goal, is to just have the same sleep and wake up time every single night, because it just creates a pattern. I feel like I'm more productive, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now, just to kind of keep myself healthy and keep all of that in check during this super, super busy season. Okay, so I wanted to share a couple of tips with you guys, because I think it's really easy in a busy season like this to just let things go, let the house be a mess, eat dinner out a ton. All of that's probably going to happen anyway. But what I have done to kind of just remedy that a little bit so things can kind of remain pretty normal even though we're in a very busy season is I have, like I said, delegated a lot of things out. I am looking for possibly having somebody come and clean for me a couple of times in May, just to do a better job. I'm not doing a very good job of keeping clean. It's very dusty in this house. We have a cat, and I hate cat hair around. And so I'm not vacuuming as much as I normally do. So I'm looking to maybe get somebody to come in a couple times in May, just to like help me get ahead a little bit. So that's one thing, is delegating, and that has been a really, really big thing. Also just implementing more of a grocery pickup. I used to do this quite a bit, especially when the kids were a little bit younger, but I really stopped going to Target. I don't like going in there very much, and I like shopping at Aldi. That's mostly where I do all of my shopping. I do Aldi and Azure Standard, which I've shared here on YouTube, Azure Standard. So basically I do like a pretty decent sized pantry pickup with Azure, and then I do a weekly Aldi run where I go and get fresh stuff. And so that's where I mostly shop, is just those two places. But during this busy season, I have been implementing more grocery pickup from Target, like our super Target. And if I can't get into Aldi, That's what I do. So that's been really good. Just to simplify that a little bit, simplifying my days by not going to the gym and also doing some lesson planning. So weeks ago, I sat down and I planned out the last like 8 weeks of school. So pretty much the entire spring term, the last term of our school year. And so all I'm doing is just following that plan. And it's so nice to be able to just sit down and know that my lessons are all planned out. So I just went block by block, and I will turn the camera around so you can see what that looks like. I will show you my lesson plans a little bit, but I just went subject by subject and just planned it all out. So I just went straight across. I planned in some days off, like this last Friday, we took the day off. I just planned it in when I sat down several weeks ago, planned out those 8 weeks. I just planned it in to have several days off here and there just so I could like breathe a little bit, have a catch up, get some extra things done that I wasn't able to get done because we are doing like a lot of school right now to get everything done that we want to get done by the end of the school year. So that's what we've been working on with our lesson planning, also with my meal plan. So for the month of April, several weeks ago, I posted a April menu plan, and that was really, really good because I talked about it in that video, how I really just designed the whole menu plan around very easy meals. They're nutritious, but they're very easy, that can whip together in like 15 minutes or less. And that has worked really, really good. I've also been utilizing a rotisserie chicken at the store about once a week with just a salad. That's been really good as well. So just those little shortcuts here and there that we can use for a busy season. I'm going to show you guys what my lesson plans look like, and then we're going to tie this up and hopefully give you some encouragement if you are also in a busy season. So here is my planner. I will link in the description how I put this planner together. I have done several videos on this. I usually have a planning section and then a section for each season. So I'm going to flip to my spring term and then my lesson plan. So what I did a few weeks ago is I sat down and I just planned out the entire spring term. I will start here, and down the side I have what we do in our morning meeting for math, for language arts, for biology, for our literature course, and our history and Latin. So what I did, just subject by subject, is I just planned across the board what we need to do for each class, and then I just kept going for like 8 weeks. And so I can see what we have to do all the way through the end of the year. So then as we kind of move through our lesson plans, I just mark them off with a highlighter so I can still actually see what we did, and in case I need to refer back to it. But you can also see here where I just planned in a Friday off here and there and things like that. So we can, just have a little reprieve, a little time to catch up on things. But this is how I've planned out our last section, our last term of school. All right, so to end this video out, I wanted to share with you a couple of books that I've been reading that every night I just read for about 20 minutes before I go to sleep because it's how I kind of get in that relaxation mode. And I have read some good ones lately, so I wanted to share that with you. How Should We Then Live by Francis Schaeffer. Highly recommend this book. It's about art and culture and politics and how they all kind of work together to influence each other. And he walks, basically it's through a timeline of ancient history all the way through probably like the 60s and 70s. I think the book was written in the 70s. So it's really just like a great narrative history book. So it's really, really, really good. I really recommend that. And then I'm finishing Pride and Prejudice with my kids. Super fun. We finished that, and then they finished that. They're ahead of me. I'm trying to catch up. They read Pride and Prejudice, and then we did a fun Pride and Prejudice night. That was such a fun night. We did like tea and a little dessert, and we had just some special like decorations out and just made it kind of like, I don't know, like a little Jane Austen tea party kind of thing. We had a Union Jack garland. It was really fun. So we did that. And now they're moving on to Tale of Two Cities. So I'm going to be reading that with them as well. I started it, even though I'm not finished with Pride and Prejudice yet. But anyway, it's really good so far. And then the other one that I recently picked up is when we started homeschooling, I read Catherine Levison had an entire series, I think there was 3, on Charlotte Mason education. absolutely loved it. It really set the pace for our homeschool. It really inspired me. I read it early on in our homeschool. And I was recording a podcast the other day, and I picked up one of those 3 off my shelf, and I was just paging through it. I started reading it again, and it's just so inspiring. It's so inspiring. It makes me feel good about what we've been doing as a homeschool family. And like all of this time, we've really kind of stuck to the tenets of a Charlotte Mason education without even really thinking about it, because you just kind of get into the way you're homeschooling. And so that's been really, really good. So I highly recommend grabbing this book if you just need a little homeschool inspiration, or if you're in a busy season and you just need a reminder of like why you're doing what you're doing, and reassurance of the fact that homeschooling is extremely efficient and effective. Grab one of these books just for some encouragement. So anyway, I'm going to tie this up. I don't want to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for listening. Just to thank you for tuning in. And if you're in a busy season too, I just want to encourage you that even if it's a busy season, to just continue to pause and like thank the Lord for just a busy season is a good way of showing us that we have a lot of things to be grateful for. So even if it is maybe a tougher busy season, because some of them are tough, I will say that even if it is a tougher busy season, that, you know, it's actually even still, there's always something to be thankful for. So I have been really, as you know, sometimes during the end of the day in this season, I'm like, my brain feels fried. I feel tired. I can feel like kind of that weight on my body of like, what do I have to do tomorrow and what's going on? And like, do I have all my ducks in a row? Like, I'm just kind of renewed afresh that like all the things that God has blessed me with, and just that determination to be a good steward of what he's given me, not just monetarily, but also with my kids, with my home, with my business, with the things that God has given me, to be able to look at it all and say, thank you, Lord, I'm going to do the best job that I can do today. And it really has been motivating me to do the next right thing, to stay on track, to be disciplined during my day with my time. And so I know a lot of us, it's the end of the year, and so a lot of us are in the same spot too. So I hope that encourages you to just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Do your best to, curb the stress part, and to delegate what you can, and to just enjoy this time, because it is super fleeting. And I know people say that all the time, that it goes too fast, but it really does go fast. So anyway, I hope that this was encouraging. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and we will see you next week.